So if you're anything like me and you like watching movies, you've been to the theaters at least once this past May. With so many quality films coming out, it's no surprise that this was the most profitable May since before the pandemic. And yeah, we got some films like Michael that came out late April, Devil Wears Prada came out early May. But I want to give most of the credit to all the movies that came out under the genre of horror. I mean, there was a horror movie coming out each consecutive week of the month of May. Starting off with Hokum, followed by Obsession. Oh my god, don't even get me started on Obsession yet. And then Passenger. And then Backrooms ending the month off. And listen, I know the real stars of the show was Obsession and Backrooms, but let's give Hokum his flowers. Like, it deserves some mention. But honestly, Obsession and Backrooms, they just take the cake, bro. Mostly Obsession, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Obsession low-key mogs Backrooms, but hey, bro, they good films in their own right. But Obsession is just like an instant cult classic if you ask me, bro. Like, what's going on with Obsession is something like we don't see, like, ever. A filmmaker making his directorial debut on like a $700,000 budget, making an indie horror film that was only supposed to have like a 2-week window inside theaters, all of a sudden becoming massive just from word of mouth alone because people are telling other people just how good it is. I mean, the movie earned more in its second and third weekend than it did its opening weekend. It's supposed to go straight to digital after like 2 weeks, but it's doing so good that the extent it's still in theaters almost a month later. We got this actress basically making her debut. I mean, I know she's on a couple seasons of Superman and Lois, but this is practically her debut. Like, we haven't seen a rookie performance like this since fucking Derrick Rose probably. What Indy Nefertiti basically did was drop 40 points per game and win MVP her rookie year. Like, she was basically this unknown actress, and now she's on Jimmy Kimmel late night talk show. Like, it's just the same, bro. And I think come award season, she at least deserves a nomination. And then we got Backrooms, which is like a different situation than Obsession. But like Obsession, where we got Gen Z director Curry Barker, who's only 26 years old, I believe, making his directorial debut. We got 20-year-old Kane Parsons making his directorial debut. Bro, he's 20 years old directing a feature-length film, bro. It's just insane to me, bro. Like, shout out A24. They like one of the few I think going to give directors like a shot, bro. Like, I feel like no one else is giving a 20-year-old with like little to no prior filmmaking experience and like just giving them 10 mil and say, hey, like, make something happen. And he really could, because he gave A24 his biggest opening weekend ever. And I say all this to say, bro, like, I really do think the future of the film industry belongs to horror, bro. Especially with Gen Z growing up, like, to my fellow Gen Zers, we are the overwhelming majority of people that go to the movie theaters to watch movies. And trust, bro, like, Gen Z, we love our horror movies. And I feel like with the success of Backrooms and Obsession that were made by 2 Gen Z directors, we're probably going to start seeing a lot more Gen Z directors in the film industry. And chances are they're going to make horror movies because they're generally, like, cheaper to make. And I also feel like Gen Z understands horror more than any fucking old geezer ever could. Like, I feel like we moving away from the days of like jump scare slop, and we moving more towards like uncanny territory. Something that's uncanny is so much more scarier than just some weak ass jump scare. Like, jump scares are so predictable at this point. It's like a scene starts and it just like gradually builds tension until the inevitable jump scare that you know is coming. Like, jump scares can be fun, bro, but like, we don't want to see that shit anymore. I'm gonna be honest. It's something a whole lot scarier about like something like subtle. Like, you know something isn't right, but you can't really put your finger on what's not right about it. Like, for example, this is a small, like a very slight spoiler for Obsession. Like, I'm not gonna go into the details about the scene, but there's a scene in Obsession that's very like uncanny, and it was like the highlight. And I almost want to say it's like the highlight of the film, but like the whole film was like a highlight. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm gonna glaze the fuck out of this movie. I'm sorry, but there's like this specific scene in Obsession. I'm not gonna go into detail. If you've seen the movie, you probably know what I'm talking about. But there's a scene that was like really dark, at least for me, because I know in my theater, like the projection was pretty dark, but I heard in other people's theaters like they could see it more clearly than I could. Like, it was a little bit brighter, but for me, I really couldn't see shit. And there was like a face in the darkness that like you really couldn't see it, but you can see just enough to realize something isn't right about it. And it was the creepiest part of the whole movie. And the reason why is people don't realize the power of the human mind, bro. Let me sit up. I don't know why I was damn near laying down. I'm not gonna lie, but people don't realize like it's like the way you can give your brain like little bits of information and your brain will make up the rest of it. And the reality is your brain is going to make up something that's like 10 times more scarier than what's actually being shown if you was to show us the full thing. If you give me all the information I need, I'm not going to be as scared anymore. And I seen after the fact, like the behind the scenes of like how that scene was shot, and I seen the actual face they used, and I was right. It did have like uncanny features, but in the movie it was done so well. Like it was so dark that you couldn't really tell, but you could just tell it wasn't right. And that's the shit I mean, bro. Like I want to see more of that type of stuff, and I really do feel like Gen Z is probably the best that's gonna bring that type of energy. And look, bro, like analog horror came out, or was like popularized in our generation, and I feel like that's a whole new subgenre of horror that's not really tapped into yet, but it's going to be in the future. Like the moment analog horror start hitting the big screen, bro, like, but the whole basis of analog horror, majority of it is uncanny shit. Sure, they got jump scares here and there, but like majority of the scare is uncanny shit. And like, if you know, analog horror is like the scariest shit out there. And that's another thing. Horror got so many subgenres. Like it's so many different ways you can take it. The Substance, that's an S tier body horror movie. Terrifier, it's a gore movie. We got psychological and supernatural horror movies like Bring Her Back. Weapons was a dark comedy. We literally just got Backrooms, which is a liminal space horror movie. Like horror is literally just like the most transformative genre there is. It has so much potential. It has so much untapped potential. Don't be surprised in the upcoming years, horror is dominating the box office and the Academy. And I guarantee it will be Gen Z leading the charge. And that's a wrap for this one. Before I get out of here, I just want to say thank y'all for the support on the last video. At the time of this recording, it's about like 1.5K, and it's still going up. I know a lot of y'all probably thinking like, what the fuck, that's not shit. But I mean, shit, it's a lot to me. What the fuck? This coming from someone who highest long form video before that was like 500. So this is like triple that, and it's still going. So I just want to say thank y'all. Thank you to all the new subscribers off that video. I've been uploading vids on this channel for like a couple years, but this is like the first time I've been consistent, and it look like it's starting to pay off. So thank you. We're going to keep this shit going, and yeah, that's it. I'm out, bro.